sharp left onto Weidenhofigstrasse via Wiedenhofig von Doyes die Südovest. In 300 meters, turn right onto Via Treuenbach Weg. Continue for 9 kilometers.
Alright, here we go. In South Tyrol, most photographers generally make a beeline for the more popular valleys and summits, ignoring the smaller valleys that branch off into relatively unknown corners of northern Italy. As I drove down the main highway from my apartment located in Val Pusteria, I began to wonder how I could get to some of the small villages scattered on the mountainsides above me. After snooping around on Google Earth, I found one such village high in the Alps, located about 20 minutes away. While Val di Pfunders might not have the towering cliffs of Val di Pfunders or Val Gardena, it does have beautiful churches, meadows full of grazing cattle, and autumn colors everywhere. I had to keep reminding myself that there are dozens of valleys just like this one scattered around the Dolomites. You just have to make the time to go looking for them. During the second half of my trip to the Alps in 2022, I had already dealt with several days of rain. Even though there was only a slight chance of the sun breaking through on October 21, I set off for another chapel located high in the Alps in a town called Castelmassagno, which is located in a valley southeast of Trecime. Of all the sketchy mountain roads that I'd been on, this was by far the worst. These roads, clearly, were built for small horse-drawn carts and definitely not for cars. These buildings are just perched. You guys see me?
Turn left onto Via San Leonardo.
How? Good Lord, up here?
In 300 meters, turn left onto Via San Lucano.
I don't know where I'm going. Oh, straight? Bet these people really hate Google. Look at all these crazy Americans coming up here trying to see a church. These tiny little streets that were not built for more than one car at a Ruh-roh.
Turn left onto Via San Lucano, then continue straight.
I'd rather walk up here instead of drive.
Continue straight.
Okay. Holy. I don't want to do this again.
In 300 meters, turn left.
Am I not there? Where's the dang church? I don't. Oh, there it is. Wow. So why drive 100 kilometers under stormy skies just to almost get squished by a massive truck on a goat path of a road in a tiny village precariously perched on the side of a steep mountain near the top of the world? Well, this wasn't just any chapel. This was San Leonardo Vecchio, which was built in the 16th century. It is one of the highest chapels in northern Italy as it sits, quite literally, in the clouds. Even though I didn't get the light I was hoping for on this particular day, the view from the roof of the Alps is pretty amazing. Thankfully, it wasn't raining every day that I was there. On clear days, if there was no sky to work with, I would set off to do some scouting just in case I might come back later with better conditions. On one such cloudless day, I set off to search for Lago Limedes, which was a small lake in the same neighborhood as Cinque Torre. I had seen some amazing reflection shots of the surrounding peaks and was hoping to get a shot with the autumn colors. In spite of all the preparation that I had done on this trip, I was missing a crucial bit of information as I set off on my search on the 19th of October. Oh, here's a trail. I'm trying to find Lago Limedes, and I haven't seen any signs for it. Okay, so I have to cross a bridge and then go straight up. This slope looks like the trail towards Lago Limedes, kind of headed towards that peak. I don't know if that's Cinque Torre or not. Cinque Torre. So I'm guessing this is the view of the lake. You're supposed to pull that range in. You're not facing east, that's west. So Lago Limedes, definitely a early summer location when you still have some snowpack. Like these little rivulets and streams need to just be pumping out, or this is going to have nothing in it. It rained not too long ago, and you can see how it's just wet on the bottom. But everything's going to just absorb. You just need so much water to come down in here and give you this view. Many of the locations that I wanted to shoot in the Dolomites involved dealing with a few complications. In addition to planning on long drives or hikes on any given day, you may have to deal with locations that have become less accessible due to locals trying to figure out how to deal with massive crowds of photographers that can show up, especially during the peak season. A good example of this would be Alpe di Siusi. When I was exploring in 2019, I just followed Google's directions, which unfortunately took me up a private back road to the Alpe di Siusi plateau. Depending on the time of year, there are some pretty strict rules regarding access to this area by car. The best way to ensure a visit to this amazing area is to book a hotel in the village of Compach, which is located near the edge of the plateau. If you are unable to book a room, depending on the time of day, you might be allowed to drive up and park in a pay lot near the hotels. I had simply driven up and parked in 2019, but I've been told that you can get an expensive ticket if you're parked anywhere except for the pay lot. I've also heard that the road closes to non-hotel guests at 9 a.m. during certain months of the year. Most people choose to avoid the hassle and just park below and take the cable car up to the top. However you manage to get up there, it is well worth the hassle, as the juxtaposition of the cabins, meadows, and towering mountains is not to be missed. It is Seceda. I'm going to try the cable car. I don't know what the parking's going to be like. It may just be like chaos, gridlock. Trying to get there on a Sunday morning around noon. It's just going to be not a good scene. But if I can get up there around 2, it did look like a break in the clouds. And that's the kind of thing that works really well on a time lapse. So I am hoping to do some time lapsing when I get up there with some clouds breaking. And if not, then maybe I can try it again on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, I'm all by myself in the car, all the scratched windows here. I'm about to take off to go to the top to Seceda, 37 euros. It'll be okay when I get to the top. Already pulling above Ortisai, below me. So if I miss that last line down, are these deer? Those are deer. Then I would have to, this is the view going the other way, walk, which looks like it would take a while. Got the cows down below, little farmer dude. Out, and you can see when this whole thing is going to be buried in clouds. It could happen at any time, so while it's still kind of clear, I want to just get out, climb up as much of that as I can. Clouds are literally right behind me. Here it comes, look at, I can't even see where I came from. This is all gonna disappear before I get there. At any time of year, Seceda can be a mixed bag. On clear days, you can see for miles in all directions. On cloudy days, you might not see anything at all. But on partly cloudy days, it can be just spectacular.